EV Games. We take games seriously.
Hey, if you've seen the Lord of the Rings movies and you're in the mood for a big hack and slash adventure game with lots of gory sort of things being cut in half, you might want to take a look at Die by the Sword. It was published by Interplay a few years ago. And the cool thing about this game, the really big innovative bullet point that was a part of this game, was the fact that you could control your hero's arm and his sword maneuvers with the mouse. So basically, anywhere you moved your mouse, the hero's sword would go flying all over the place like this. You'd be running through dungeons and things like that, and then you'd be moving your mouse and you'd see your guy totally wacky like this. But it actually ended up being pretty effective. You could walk up to the bad guys, there's lots of orcs and trolls and, you know, creepy crawly creatures like that. And you'd move your mouse in specific patterns and cut them in half. Some cool stuff there. Actually, it's got some problems with frame rate and the camera control's a little bit clumsy, but if you're into exploring and action-adventure type games like that, you love that whole medieval fantasy theme, I think you're going to dig Die by the Sword. Go check it out for your PC. Hey, welcome to Versus. We've got a very cool one for you guys today. This is the battle of the revolutionary survival horror games. This is Resident Evil Outbreak against Siren. Now let's start with the visuals. What do you think of the visuals of these two games?
Now the graphics on Resident Evil have always been cutting edge.
That's what the series was sort of based on.
You know,
revolutionary visuals.
But the Resident Evil series has also been about flat, unmoving camera angles.
Definitely.
That 3D people kind of walk through. You'd think after 10, 15 years of being on the market that they might have updated this. Unfortunately, in this game, they have not. Now, the backgrounds still look great, as they always have. Although I thought Resident Evil 0 looks better.
On the GameCube?
Yes,
yeah.
But I gotta say that the graphics in Siren are so unbelievable. They're the best facial animations I've ever seen on any character. I think they use video and they map it onto a 3D
I mean, they really look like real live human beings. It's really incredible what they've done and the expressive sort of nature of every reaction that they have.
And the whole style.
But that's not to say that Resident Evil Outbreak looks bad. It's a very good looking Resident Evil game. Mm-hmm. I think it's the best looking Resident Evil game that we've seen on the PlayStation 2 so far.
PlayStation 2 probably.
All right, well, let's talk about the audio in these two survival horror games.
Well, you know, the ambiance that Siren creates is so unbelievably amazing.
Say that the ambiance in Resident Evil is really nice.
Not even close.
And the music is amazing in Resident Evil as well.
The music in Resident Evil is good, for sure.
Really nice.
But I will go on record as saying that the Siren soundtrack and audio and ambiance is the best horror game ever.
Both sound quite cool, but I agree with you. Siren is the better sounding game.
Blood.
Let's move on to gameplay now. What do you think of the gameplay of these two titles?
Well, I mean, I gotta be honest with you. You know, Resident Evil is just a tired old engine. I'm walking completely through
I'm getting the sense that you didn't really have a good time playing Resident Evil.
I mean, I'm sorry, but 10 years later, after the fact, I'm still fighting with the controls. I want to throw the thing down in frustration.
I agree with you. They still have a lot of the same problems that they've always had with the series, but this time you can actually get online and you can go into this adventure with other people.
You can ask people for items, you know, say, hey, give me that,
things.
you know, give me that. But again, it's still though, oh, I have to, sorry, let me pause the game, go into my inventory system, choose a health thing.
The truth of the matter is, though, Resident Evil has a massive fan base. There's a lot of people playing this thing online. You're going to make friends with people if you pick this thing up. I think it's pretty cool playing this with other players, but you know, when you look at a game like Siren...
Now let's talk about Siren.
Which introduces a whole level of new kind of innovation. Definitely the visuals are one of the strongest elements of this game.
But it's even the way they've set it up as well. You know, they've set up little different missions. It's not, you're not just doing the same thing all the time.
Sometimes they're short missions, though.
They're short missions, but again, to me, that made it, you know, interesting.
And the fact that you've got this sight jacking thing.
Jack.
And what that does is allow you to sort of look through the eyes of the psychotic monsters that are all a part of the gameplay experience. Well, I think I know the answer, but which game did you like better gameplay-wise?
Gameplay-wise, again, goes to Siren. I can't. Resident Evil's unbearable to me.
Oh, come on. I like playing Resident Evil Online, but I agree, Siren is the cooler game.
It's really like playing Siren, the future of gaming, versus Resident Evil, a sad and tired game from the past.
Come on. I think you've been too hard on Resident Evil, but I agree, Siren is so innovative and cool, it's hard not to like that one a lot more. Siren is definitely a better game. So what score would you give Siren?
I'd give Siren an 8.5.
I'm exactly there with you too, 8.5. Resident Evil Outbreak?
4.
I'm giving it a 7. I can't believe you would give it a 4. No contest this time. Siren is the clear winner, and if you're looking for a cool survival horror game, this is the one to pick up.
Today on the show, Tommy and I reviewed Breakdown for the Xbox. This game features a unique first-person experience with 3D vomit, but the controls definitely take some getting used to. On the PlayStation 2, we looked at Siphon Filter the Omega Strain. This is a good-looking game with some nice online features, but the controls completely kill the fun. On the Xbox, but also available for the PlayStation 2, we looked at Hitman Contracts. There's lots of variety and depth in this creepy game, but it would have been cool if there were some Splinter Cell-style maneuvers in this one. At Versus, Tommy and I looked at 2 survival horror games for the PlayStation 2. It was Resident Evil Outbreak from Capcom. This game features some pretty cool online play, but some severe load times and some clunky controls. We looked at that one against Siren from Sony. This innovative horror game features great graphics and a brand new feature called sight jacking. In the end, we had way more fun playing Siren. In hardware, Tommy and I reviewed the Universal Soul Calibur 2 arcade stick from Newbie. This is an excellent fighting stick that works on the GameCube, Xbox, and PlayStation 2, but all those different letters and symbols on the buttons are going to freak you out. On the Game Boy Advance, Tommy reviewed A Sound of Thunder, and I'll be honest with you, I couldn't hear a damn thing he was saying. I think he thought it was okay, though. Well, that's it, you guys. Hope you had some fun. Definitely go check out Breakdown and Hitman, 2 very cool games.